We're on the third video for chapter 12, and we're starting measures of central tendency, and that just means mean, median, and mode. So you see that I have some parts of this highlighted. Most people understand these because they've done these in the past, and so it's kind of a nice way to end the class, is that we're working on things that you're like, hey, I know how to do this. And so the mean is where we add up all the values and divide by how many there are. Median is the middle value. Sometimes when we have an odd set of numbers, then we can find the middle value easily, but if not, then it's easy to figure out if it's an even set. It's the two middles and it's the average of those. And then the mode is the number that occurs the most often. And so if the same number occurs more times than another one, we're going to pick that as our mode. There can be more than one mode, or there might not be a mode. And so you want to just read through those. Okay, let's do some practice. Find the mean, median, mode for the set of numbers. Now, for showing work, I want you to at least show me the total when you're finding the mean. You've got to rewrite these numbers and put them in order for the median. And so I want to see that. And then, of course, the mode is super easy. The mode is nice to pick out once you put them in order because the numbers are side by side. So we're going to work with the mean first, right? And for the mean, we have to total these up. So you just pull out your calculator and total. My suggestion is check yourself, right? So add them all together and then add them all together again. If you don't get the same number both times, then you have to do it a third time. But, you know, you can kind of check the numbers on most of the calculators that you're using. You can see what's on the screen. So this total is 77.2. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 numbers, so I'm dividing by 9. And I'm going to round this to the tenths place. So for all of these numbers are already rounded to the tenths, so it makes sense to do that for our answer. 8.6 then is our mean. Okay, for the median, I'm going to write these numbers in order. Okay, so usually when you do this, if you'll just mark them out as you go, then, right, it helps. 7.7, right? And then I have 7.9. And notice that you can put commas in between them or whatever. It doesn't really matter. I've got 8.1, 1, 2, 3 times. You have to write them out, the number of times they appear. And then next we have 8.7. Then we jump to 9.5, 2 times. Oops. And then last we have 9.6. And I always count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and make sure that I have all of them there. I'm kind of writing uphill again. I have a tendency to do that. And so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Our middle number is 8.1, and that is our median. And then the mode is easy to see because, look, 8.1 is there 3 times, 9.5 is only twice, and so our mode is 8.1. All right. This happens a lot for this section, is that you're going to be given these kind of charts and they're going to ask you questions about the chart. So on part A it says find the mean of the number of tornadoes in Kansas. So you have a bunch of numbers to add up. Once again, you're going to be careful with that. Remember to pause this and try this on your own. So if we add up all the tornadoes in Kansas, we get a sum of 1131. And then this was for 11 years, right? Count them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We're going to divide 1131 by 11. And then we're going to round that to a whole number because that makes more sense since we're talking about tornadoes. Right. Okay, so Kansas has an average of 103 tornadoes each year. That's a little bit scary, huh? And then for Oklahoma, let's add up that column. And we get a sum of 708. We're going to divide that by 11. And I really would pause and just do this work yourself and then go back and check. And that gives us about 64 tornadoes per year. All right. So Kansas beats Oklahoma on the number of tornadoes, which is surprising. I'm from Oklahoma, and it seemed like, you were always talking about tornadoes there, but kind of the same thing here too. Okay, find the median of the number of tornadoes in Kansas. So to find the median, we have to list out all those numbers from the chart for Kansas. So I'm going to just start listing them. You can mark them off up there if you want to. It's 41, 55, 68, 88, 91, 95, 103, 126, 136, 141, and 187. Now, I already had these written out, so that's the reason I'm not crossing them off. It is actually helpful to do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I've got them all. And so the middle number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, is 95. So our median number of tornadoes is 95. All right. I have some more questions for you about the tornadoes. Find the median number of tornadoes in Oklahoma. So we're going to go through that same thing, list them out. Once again, I already have them written out in my notes, so that's why I'm not crossing them off as I go. Notice I leave a little space. I started doing that, with this kind of stuff because, I can squeeze one in there if I left one out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. Even though I have my notes here, I'm trying to double check. So my middle number is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the 6th number. And so my median for Oklahoma is 63. And you can label that with tornadoes, either way. It's saying the median number of tornadoes. All right, part E. Suppose a tornado causes an average of 500,000 worth of damage. Use the mean in part A to calculate the average cost per year to repair tornado damage in Kansas. Okay, so part A, we got an average of 103 tornadoes. And so that means, come back. That means that we're going to take 103 and multiply it by 500,000. And that gives us, stop it, 51,500,000. All right. That's a lot of money. That's a lot. And then in part F, what is the percent increase in the mean number of tornadoes in Oklahoma versus Kansas? So basically we're seeing what percent higher is Kansas than Oklahoma. Remember the average was 103 and 64, so the difference is 39. And then since we're finding the percent of increase, right, we would take 39 and divide it by 64. Because that was our original number, the lower one, and that is a 61% increase. So 61% more in Kansas versus Oklahoma for the average. Once again, quite a bit. All right, number 9. The 7-day mean of settable solids cannot exceed 0.15 milliliters per liter. During the past 7 days, the measurements of concentration have been all these numbers. What was the mean concentration? Was it within the limit? Okay, so it can't go over 0.15 milliliters. And we're going to just find the mean. So we add up all of these numbers. And you can see I'm not writing those out and adding them up. I'm giving you a sum, and that's what I want to see from you. All right, so my sum, when I add up all these numbers, is 1.04. And you guys know I don't pause a lot and let you do the work because I don't want the videos to stretch out. You can pause the video and check and do the work, right? That's what I want you to do. Okay, so my total is, my sum is 104. I'm going to divide that by the number of these, right? This was a 7-day, it tells us right there that 7 days of measurements. We divide by 7. Of course, you can count that too. And that is about 0.149. Now, I had to go out more than 2 decimals because if I rounded it, it would be equal to the 0.15, but it's actually a little bit lower. And so because it is, right, it's 0.149 is less than 0.15. So we're going to say yes, it was within the limit. All right. Sometimes you have to, watch your rounding on that because it would have made a difference how we did that. Okay, we have one last problem in about 3 minutes. Okay, so we're going to find the mean, the median, and mode. This is a daily survey. Rebuild the following prices for a gallon of regular unleaded gas. Not lately, right? Because these prices are too low, but this is from your textbook. Okay, so we're going to find the mean. So we're going to total up these numbers. And then it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It didn't tell that in the directions this time. So my total is 2504, and we're dividing by 10. And that is 2.504. And I just left it that way, so you could kind of see that's a little bit more than 250. For my mean, or my median, I'm going to write out all these numbers. So I'm going to pause it and put the numbers on the screen and then come back. We're short on time, and I didn't want to have to do another video for just this little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here is my middle. And you can see this time, because we have an even set of numbers, that we're going to have to take the 249 plus 255 and divide that by 2. And so our median is going to be $2.52. I'll label that right there. And that's the median. So anytime you have an even set of numbers, find the 2 middle ones, add them together, divide by 2, and that's going to give you your median. And then our mode is going to be right here. So our mode is $2.59. Okay, so we made it in the time allotted. I have to keep these below 15 minutes. It just makes it way less complicated when I'm uploading them on YouTube. And you guys, this is it. The end of the entire class, the very last lesson. And I hope that you have enjoyed all of these. Bye, everyone.